Area 51, Swamp Monster Rampage Chapter 1, The Swamp Area 51, a mysterious military base located in the remote Nevada desert, has long been the subject of conspiracy theories and speculation. But on one fateful night, the wildest rumors came true when an alien swamp monster escaped from the base and went on a rampage. The creature, which resembled a giant, slimy alligator with glowing red eyes, emerged from the swamp that surrounded the base and began to attack the nearby facilities. It tore through the fences and barriers with ease, killing anyone who stood in its way. Dr. Amelia Cartwright, a brilliant but paranoid scientist who worked at the base, was one of the first to witness the carnage. She had been working late in her lab when she heard a loud commotion outside. She peered out the window and saw the swamp monster tearing through a group of security guards. Dr. Cartwright knew immediately that she had to get out of there. She quickly gathered her belongings and ran out of the lab. She made her way through the deserted corridors of the base, trying to avoid the monster. Meanwhile, two security guards, Officer Jim Jones and Officer Sarah Martinez, were on patrol when they received a report of the swamp monster. They immediately rushed to the scene, but they were no match for the creature. Jones and Martinez were both drugged out, having taken a substance that was supposed to enhance their performance. But instead of making them stronger and faster, the drug made them dizzy and disoriented. The swamp monster easily overpowered Jones and Martinez, killing them both instantly. Dr. Cartwright witnessed their deaths from a distance and knew that she was in serious trouble. Chapter 2, The FBI. The FBI was quickly called in to investigate the swamp monster rampage. Agent John Smith, a seasoned veteran of the Bureau, was assigned to the case. Smith arrived at Area 51 and immediately began interviewing the witnesses. He spoke to Dr. Cartwright, who told him everything she knew about the creature. Smith also spoke to the other security guards who had been on patrol the night of the attack. They all told him the same thing: the swamp monster was stronger and faster than anything they had ever seen before. Smith knew that he was dealing with something dangerous. He called for backup and began to formulate a plan to capture the swamp monster. Chapter 3, The Hunt. Smith and his team of FBI agents searched the swamp for the swamp monster. They used helicopters, drones, and night vision goggles, but they couldn't find it. The swamp was a vast and treacherous place, filled with quicksand and dangerous wildlife. It was the perfect hiding place for a creature like the swamp monster. Dr. Cartwright accompanied Smith and his team on their search. She knew the swamp better than anyone, and she was determined to help them capture the creature. After several days of searching, Smith and his team finally found the swamp monster. It was hiding in a cave deep within the swamp. Smith and his team surrounded the cave and began to close in on the swamp monster. The creature sensed the danger and roared in anger. It charged out of the cave, its eyes glowing red with rage. Smith and his team opened fire on the swamp monster, but their bullets had no effect. The creature's thick hide was impervious to gunfire. The swamp monster attacked Smith and his team, killing several of the agents instantly. Smith himself was knocked to the ground, but he managed to survive. Dr. Cartwright watched in horror as the swamp monster decimated Smith's team. She knew that she had to do something, but she didn't know what. Then, in a moment of inspiration, Dr. Cartwright remembered a chemical compound that she had been developing. The compound was designed to weaken the swamp monster's hide. Dr. Cartwright quickly mixed up the compound and threw it at the swamp monster. The creature roared in pain as the compound began to eat away at its hide. Smith saw his opportunity and fired his gun at the swamp monster. The bullet pierced the creature's weakened hide and struck it in the heart. The swamp monster collapsed to the ground, dead. Smith and Dr. Cartwright had saved the day. Epilogue. In the aftermath of the swamp monster rampage, Area 51 was placed under even tighter security. The FBI launched an investigation into the creature's origins and how it had escaped from the base. Dr. Cartwright was hailed as a hero for her role in defeating the swamp monster. She